Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive deep into a company's profitability. We're going to use a powerful tool that helps us look past the headline number and see the real story behind a company's performance. So, let's just jump right in with a puzzle. Imagine you're looking at two different companies, and they both have a 15% return on equity, or ROE. Now, on the surface, they look equally good, right? But are they? That's the exact question we're going to answer today. Because as you're about to see, a single number almost never tells you the whole story. Here's a quick look at our game plan. We'll start with what ROE actually is. Then we'll break down the three core pillars of the DuPont model: profit margin, asset turnover, and the really important one, the leverage multiplier. We'll see how it all works with a real calculation, and then we'll finally solve that puzzle about our two companies. Okay, so first things first, let's set the stage. Return on equity is one of the most watched numbers out there for any public company. You can think of it as the ultimate bottom line metric that tells investors how well their money is actually being used. The actual definition is pretty simple. It measures the profit a company generates for every single dollar of shareholder money that's been invested in the business. Basically, are you getting a good bang for your buck? Now, a higher ROE seems better, but that's where the story gets more interesting. And that's the thing. A high ROE can be the result of fantastic performance, or it can be the result of taking on a ton of risk. To figure out which one it is, we've got to pop the hood and take a look at the engine. And that engine is the DuPont model. So we start with our basic ROE formula. Now, this is where the magic happens. We can basically multiply this whole equation by sales over sales and then by assets over assets. And since anything divided by itself is just one, the math stays perfectly valid. But what it lets us do is rearrange the pieces to see what's really driving performance. And just like that, you see this beautiful breakdown. All of a sudden, we have three separate ratios that all multiply together to give us that final ROE number. And guess what? Each one of these tells a totally different part of the company's story. And there you have it, the classic three-part DuPont formula. ROE is a combination of its profitability, its operational efficiency, and its financial leverage. So let's dive into that first pillar. Okay, pillar number one, the profit margin. This gets right to the heart of a company's pricing power and its ability to keep costs in check. In other words, is the company actually making any money on the stuff it sells? It's really asking, for every single dollar of sales the company makes, how many cents actually make it all the way down to the bottom line as pure profit? A high profit margin is a great sign. It means the company is really good at turning its revenue into actual earnings. All right, next up we have asset turnover. Now, this one isn't about how profitable each sale is. Instead, it's all about the company's overall operational efficiency. It's about how much juice they can squeeze out of their factories, their equipment, and all their other assets. So for every dollar a company has tied up in assets, how many dollars in sales can it actually generate? A high asset turnover ratio tells you the company is running a tight ship. It's lean, it's efficient, and it's making its assets work hard to bring in revenue. And that brings us to our third and final pillar, financial leverage. This is often the most revealing part of the whole analysis. I want you to think of it like an amplifier. It can definitely boost your returns, but it can also amplify your risk. The equity multiplier, as it's called, shows us how much of the company's assets are paid for with debt. So, for example, a multiplier of 2 means that for every $1 of the owner's money, the company has $2 in assets, which means that the other dollar must have come from debt. A higher number here means more debt. Simple as that. And this is the critical trade-off right here. Using debt can absolutely pump up your ROE by increasing that multiplier, but it is a classic double-edged sword. More debt always means more risk. If business suddenly slows down, well, those debt payments still have to be made, and that can get a company into some serious trouble fast. Okay, theory is one thing, but let's see how this actually works with some real numbers. We're going to build an ROE from the ground up, using our three pillars. So let's just walk through this. This company has a profit margin of 4.5%. Its asset turnover is 1.06, and its equity multiplier is 2.345. Now, when we multiply those three things together, we get our final return on equity of 11.19%. See? You can see exactly how each piece of the puzzle contributes to that final number. All right, so let's circle all the way back to our original puzzle, those two companies that both had a 15% ROE. Now that we have our DuPont tool, we can finally see why they might be two very, very different kinds of investments. Take a look at this. Company A gets to its 15% ROE with a fantastic 10% profit margin and really modest leverage of 1.5. But Company B, whoa, it has a razor-thin 2.5% margin. So to get to that same 15% ROE, it has to use a massive amount of debt, which pushes its equity multiplier all the way up to 6. So here's the key takeaway. Company A's return is built on a really solid foundation of just being good at its business, strong profitability. Company B's return, on the other hand, is built on a foundation of financial risk. A little economic hiccup could be a huge problem for Company B. So no, they are definitely not equally good investments. And that's really the most important thing to remember here. Whether you're studying for a test or you're analyzing a stock for yourself, it's not just about crunching the numbers. The real skill is understanding what each of these components is telling you about the company's strategy and its risk profile. And that's the true gift of the DuPont model. It takes a single flat number, return on equity, and turns it into a dynamic story. A story about how a company makes its money, how efficiently it operates, and how much risk it's willing to take to get there. So the next time you see a company's ROE, you'll know not to just take it at face value. You'll know to ask that all-important question. Where is this return coming from? Is it from strong, healthy operations, or is it from risky debt? And believe me, knowing the answer to that question, well, it changes everything.